Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I was just trying to turn on the TV over there. And just before the live, I had a slew of tabs open and lost them all. So I've been scrambling to get them all back up, and I found a few of them. Anyway, welcome to the show. Looks like the first one to comment is a little bit of a troll. Love Arizona, move on. Yeah, you know what? If this video is not for you, then see you later. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. If you're not interested in my videos, you do not have to be here, my friend. That is okay. Under the guise of Love Arizona, it'd be lovely to know who you are instead of hiding behind a fake name. But welcome anyway. Thank you for the engagement on the video. Appreciate you. Daniel is greetings from 2-hour post-evening university teaching commute in Taipei. Welcome, Daniel. Hey, James from Poland. Good to have you here. Hey, Melissa. Good morning. Hey, Marina. Hey, Kathy. Wow, lots of familiar names and faces. Good to have everybody here. Yeah, so I just wanted to chit chat. I know VIPKid is, kind of shut down this week, so wanted to hang out with my VIPKid friends and talk about some of the things that I'm seeing all over the Hutong, all over Facebook, all over Reddit and places like that. And I thought I would just kind of and I've actually come across some very interesting videos about, things that we may already know about, but things that are possibly going on. And I put the poll question there in the chat. Feel free to respond if you feel like VIPKid owes us an explanation or not. We're in this really weird spot of not knowing what's coming up, not knowing what the future holds, and really just making a lot of speculations and things like that. What are you using this week to do? What are you doing to make that transition when things do come to an end easier for yourself? I find it quite difficult because so much about transition, lies in things ending and being in a panic situation. And I find that I'm not in that with VIPKid at the moment because things are still rolling on as normal, and my paycheck is the same, and I'm still getting lots of bookings, but we are getting closer and closer to what I believe is the end. And, based on what's coming out from VIPKid and what I'm hearing from parents, I feel like the dialogue about the end is becoming more apparent. And as we're seeing screenshots from all kinds of different places regarding what learning partners are doing to help parents to move away from the live online classes with foreign teachers to, possibly recorded classes or AI classes and all those kinds of things. So would love to know your thoughts as we move through some of these topics. I won't probably be making another VIPKid video unless something drastic happens. I am moving on as well into other things, and I've got some great content coming up about other platforms. Still providing content about companies on the channel as well as independent teaching. And with that being said, I am trying to put a show together of teachers who are teaching Chinese students. I'd like to get 4 to 5 teachers, and I've got a couple, but I wasn't quite put together to do it today. So I'm hoping to do that next week or the week after. So if you are, an online teacher who has found a little bit of success, maybe with taking a couple of students out on your own, or non-Chinese students as well, I would love to hear from you. So please shoot me an email if that is you. And I'll just kind of scan through the chat here. Brian, hello. Yep. James, absolutely. Marissa, currently working at VIPKid. I have steady bookings, although a lot of them cancel, but I work from 6:30 to 9 Monday through Friday, except this week, of course. I actually have 2 students who are booking me every single day, and I found out that their mother was able to get them Greek green cards. I don't know, from when they were little, so they actually were able to qualify as not being from China for some. I don't know how that really works. Sounds a little bit like gray area to me, but so I'm teaching 1 hour a day for this week, 2 students, 2 sisters. Kathy's working on creating OutSchool classes. That's awesome. So guys, use this time to do something else that's going to help you in the transition or when you pivot. I've been coaching several clients over the last couple of weeks, and formulating a plan especially for this week, while maybe you normally teach classes. What can you be doing in the meantime? Can you be putting that effort into you know, maybe building stronger connections with your students on WeChat, putting some effort into building that website that you've been wanting to do, or to figure out a curriculum that you'd like to use, or maybe it's some completely different, which is awesome as well. So, you know, use this time for sure. I'm actually going on a little short holiday on Wednesday within Thailand for 4 days, and really just going to focus on getting a couple of things done that I've been wanting to do. So yeah, lots of you. I've got bookings from October 7th. So I have, hey, Andrea, I've been really scouring Reddit. I spent so much time on Reddit and on the Hutong today, you know, taking screenshots of different things that I thought were kind of interesting. And I thought that I would start with a Chinese video that I found on YouTube. And I've got these 3 things are linked below. So I'm going to just play a real quick little glimpse of this here. And I have never tested this with a video on YouTube, so I hope you can still hear it. Let's have a listen. So you're not going to understand anything, but it looks like a news channel that is talking about VIPKid, so it's not subtitled, but I've taken the description and I've actually put the description through Google Translate, and I'm going to bring this up over here. So it's a lot of stuff here, but it's basically different stories of parents and, you know, what's kind of happening with different situations. So I apologize. I meant to highlight some of the highlights of this, but didn't get around to it. So the instructor is telling Yuan Yuan's mother that if it's not finished, she can also choose to refund, but the refund will take a long time. So her foreign teachers at VIPKid, she still has 20 lessons in the one-to-one oral course, which would be about 1 lesson per week. It's going to take 5 months to finish. But this report says that the mother has thought about refunding the fee, but she's worried that the refund would take too long and might even be unfinished. And this is a concern that I've heard from even some of my parents that are, you know, in that same position, parents of students that have bought lots of classes, way more than 20. And I'm sure you have students with way more than 20 as well. And so it's saying that the refund period is going to be at least 3 to 6 months, but the normal refund period is 2 to 3 weeks after approval. And so it also goes on to say that, you know, many educational and training institutions had been involved in refund disputes as well. So it sounds like, although that they can get refunds, it might be taking longer than normal, and there doesn't seem to be a real guarantee on that. And then there was another interesting thing here about 5-1 Talk. Many parents over there are surprised when it's difficult to refund fees for a company. Don't know what that means. So basically, here it is. VIPKid users basically have 2 solutions, either refunding the fees or transferring classes. So if you don't have a refund, you can transfer to an art class. Not really sure what that's about, but we've already signed up for a lot of art classes. That could be a mistranslation there. And that the other party informed that VIPKid's one-to-one oral English classes did stop at the end of August. So this goes on and on. You can look at the video link if you wanted to translate that yourself, but there's just a ton of like those types of situations. And it's basically saying, look, VIPKid is trying to slowly transition parents from the one-to-one live classes into these, you know, recorded classes or other classes or with Chinese parents. And I spoke with one of my longtime students' parents today. We had a voice call and I recorded it, but it didn't record the audio, unfortunately. But basically, she was saying that she has more than 100 classes left with VIPKid, but they're being encouraged, not forced, to move and shift from the live classes to the recorded classes. And she was told that 3 live classes, let me get this right. Sorry, 3 recorded classes would be equal to 1 live class. So if you had like 100 live classes left, it sounds like that would equate to 300 recorded classes. So it's quite enticing for parents to maybe take that option because you're getting way more classes. You're not getting that live one-on-one interaction, which is what parents are paying for. And so, you know, she said, I've decided to stay with you for those 100 classes, but she doesn't think that that's going to be an option for all that long to be able to do that. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Marina says, I've been teaching students privately and I've already found 5 students. That's awesome. Yeah. So Marina, if you'd like to be involved in one of the lives coming up, shoot me an email and I would love to chat with you and maybe have you on to talk about your experiences. No disrespect, but why are you still making Chinese students and possibly putting the parents and students at risk? Not sure what you mean, Brian. What are you talking about? Are you talking about taking classes? It is not illegal for a Chinese parent to take classes with or to find a teacher to take classes with. So what the law and what the policy states is it has to do with companies. Of course, you don't want to go into a big scale type of operation where you're recruiting lots of students and doing a lot of Chinese social media marketing, but there's nothing stopping 2 individuals from exchanging services in that way. You just you need to be aware that it may not be always possible, but it is possible, and it's not from what I've read and interpreted and talked to people about who understand the law a lot better than I do. That's not really who they're targeting. Maybe that's who they will potentially could target in the future, but it's an individual's choice. Like if a parent's going to choose to find a teacher outside of China, that's their choice. No one's really we're not putting anybody at risk. And that's my feeling about it. Mary says, I'm busy this week in the process of setting up my private tutoring business. That's so much to do. Awesome. So glad to hear it. Hope things go well. Take small steps, little action steps, and you will move towards your goal. So the other thing I wanted to show you was a video about this. Okay, so this is a video I found on YouTube about some layoffs that were happening. So I'm going to kind of put it right to where I thought it was kind of interesting. Let's go to this one here. So hopefully you can hear this. I'm going to make this big. So you can read the subtitles if you can't hear it. So basically they're like saying, kind of encouraging people to submit their resignation and just leave. And I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing, but you can go and look at that. And this has to do with the DAMI program, I think it was called. What was it called? The DAMI school employees. Yeah. So the description here says that VIPKid laid off its DAMI school employees without giving severance pay required by law. They offered a much smaller severance pay package and threatened employees to take it and quit on their own volition. So if you want to hear that recorded conversation, it is public on YouTube, so you can check that out. It is in the description. No, Brian, not illegal. I mean, the payment thing is something that you need to work out, but there's nothing stopping somebody from hiring a teacher outside of China. I mean, of course, it kind of sounds like it could be gray area, and you need to tread lightly with that. But it's happening, and the demand is still there, and parents are still finding ways to have classes for their students. The government is going after the big companies, the language institutions, those that are kind of circumventing the rules within China by disguising themselves as other occupations and things like that. But right now, they're really just going off after the larger scale companies from what I can see. So yeah, let me know, what do you think about the communication from VIPKid as well? We've all seen this, the response from VIPKid just last week, or I think it was just before the holiday there. And I just highlighted, I thought this was important to read carefully because that red box is really telling. They're saying basically, it's just a rumor. It's a rumor that VIPKid continues to have classes, will not continue to have classes after this date. However, we're proactively preparing for the imminent and inevitable transition of when students in mainland China can no longer take classes. So that's important to know. They're basically reiterating what we already know, that things are ending. But I feel like, and I put a carrot in the video thumbnail because I feel like they're kind of dangling a carrot by saying that teachers will start to see more updates related to our global offering and new teaching opportunities in the coming weeks. We will need a lot of teachers to support these expanding programs, and we will share information with the community soon. Now, there's no way that I believe all these teachers are going to just suddenly transition into other programs. Excuse me, my cat is just demolishing things here. So, I'm curious what your thoughts are on that. What do you think about that? Hey, we're preparing for the end, but hey, but by the way, please hang in there with us. We are creating new programs and opportunities. So don't go anywhere, and you're going to hear about that in a few weeks. I feel like they've been saying that for so long. And I just want to check the poll that I put up because I said, does VIPKid really owe us the truth and all the information and explanation? 74% of you say yes, they owe us everything. Interesting. 21% say no, they do not. And a few of you maybe engage with my humorous option of what's VIPKid again. Yeah, interesting. So for those that think that they owe you an explanation, I'd be curious to hear your reasons for that. Because I don't necessarily do. I think it would be great to know everything. And of course, we want to know everything. And, I think we can kind of see behind a lot of things like, for example, this Facebook, where is it here? Let me just find the Facebook post. Yeah, here by Eric. You might have read this already, very vague, but saying that, we're not sharing information that isn't set in stone, which is good. Basically, we don't have any extra information. Do you think that's really true, that they don't really have any extra information? Yeah. Susan says, I don't think there will be enough programs to go around. Look, I think that there will be programs. I do think that they've got the recorded classes. They're doing AI stuff. I'll show you something about that in a minute. They're doing, adult classes for a select few. There are teachers doing other things within VIPKid. And if you're one of them, let me know in the chat if you've heard anything or seen any other programs being offered. But I agree with you, Susan. I don't think that by any means there's going to be enough programs that are just going to come out of nowhere that are going to be able to just, be distributed to all these teachers. Now, I asked the parent today of one of my students who has been a big recruiter for other students to join VIPKid. So she has some good connections at the company. And I asked her a couple of weeks ago to see if she could find out any sort of date or if there were any kind of deadlines. And she assures me that VIPKid has never said to her knowledge, or to anyone else, that there is a specific date. But what I have seen are different posts like, I think it's this one here. Let me see here. Let me see if it's this one. Yeah, so this was a WeChat message. Basically, no refund was possible. No more one-on-one classes from foreign teachers starting October 1st. And then, it's basically, hello, it is true that I can't go to English class next month. If you've been notified, VIP notice that there will be no foreign teacher class next month. So this is coming from a parent. I mean, this is a little bit of rumorville and maybe not the most accurate interpretation, but it sounds like some learning partners may be telling some parents different stories. And, that's what the company is probably doing. They're getting LPs to do as much as they can to encourage parents to make the decision to move over to other programs. So I believe that that's kind of what's going on based on the mixed messaging that I have been seeing. Cindy, you're an adult teacher at VIPKid. One adult trial after 2 months. God, I've seen some funny screenshots of the adult lessons. One of them was a guy sitting on a toilet with his jeans on, and it was like, I don't know. It's in the education official group. It was funny. Yeah. And then where's the other one that I had here? So this is a little message here from, I think this was on Reddit. I just think it's weird that some LPs are telling parents that there are no more 1v1 classes in October. and others are not, especially since there haven't been any clarifying regulations released yet to my knowledge. Do you think there's any chance that the specific deadline we keep hearing is simply a sales tactic by some LPs who are being pressured to convert as many students as possible to AI classes? So that's what I believe. Don't get me wrong, I'm not drinking Kool-Aid. I know this can't possibly last much longer. I just think it's weird that they're supposed to that updated regulations are supposed to take effect a week from now, and these LPs already know about them, even though they haven't been released yet. Yeah, interesting. So what do you guys think about that? Angela, still have bookings with regulars, about 15 to 19 weekly. Time to sign my new contract this month. Plan to sign so I can finish my regulars. Question, anyone seeing anything different in the latest contract? Speaking of contracts, I actually found this about AI stuff that's in our contract. Did you know that this was here? So teachers further consent to the use and or review of such recordings by VIPKid and its subsidiaries, affiliates, related companies, and licensees for marketing, promotional purposes, safety and security reasons, assessing technological issues, and internal instruction and informational purposes. Teacher also consents to the use by VIPKid and its subsidiaries, blah, 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 of teacher's name, portrait, likeness, appearance, and photograph. Now, it says for marketing and promotional purposes. But what I'm seeing is that there's been a lot of use of video for AI purposes. So let me just pop up this. This is a video that Micah from VIPKid Health actually put out. I saw this, I think it was a few days ago. Yeah, there we go, just before the National Day holiday. And this guy, John from the VIP Vault, have you guys ever seen him before? He had some crazy videos out there, but I'll just play this.
Well, now there's 60,000 teachers. When I made that video, I think there were 20,000. I'm going to show you the video.
Another deal involving AI, and this time is in education. Microsoft recently signed a partnership with VIPKid concerning products and technology development. VIPKid is a Beijing-based English learning platform for children from the ages of 4 to 18. The platform reached more than 500,000 students and 60,000 teachers, with offices in 9 countries, including South Korea and the US.
AI education can be more smart in the future and can be personalized to each student based on their own personality.
So it's happening. You know, it is happening for sure. But I just thought that was kind of interesting, which is what is said in our contract. I'm not sure if it really aligns with like what maybe they're actually doing. But there's been talk about AI going on for a long time. So watch that video by Micah. I don't know how he got that clip of John, but it looks like it's pretty recent. And he has some pretty interesting insights. Not everyone agrees with everything he says, but you know, if you're wanting a little bit of entertainment, go and check that one out. Carl, how is it possible for companies like Data, Powervision are seemingly operating as normal? No Golden Week shutdown, weekends still on, etc. Yeah, I don't know for sure, but my guess is that it's to do with provincial decisions, you know, based on how these policies are rolling out. I know there are companies that are still operating as normal. Like, I don't know what's going on with Magic Ears either. And I haven't even looked into whether or not they're operating this week. I don't think they are. I'm almost 100% sure that they're not. But you're right. I mean, I don't know how that's possible. I think I've seen some discussions about how it could be, you know, when the government or the governing body or who knows what it is actually goes to that company and says, okay, you've got to start this rollout, this transition to the end now. And that's when you start seeing things, because it kind of was happening at different times for different companies, right? So yeah, interesting. Kimberly, I've had bookings requests to the end of October. I hope students are allowed to finish out their packages, but assume they are not allowed to purchase any new ones. Well, they haven't been allowed to purchase any new ones since like August the 6th, I think, like something around there. So whatever they've got right now have already been purchased, and no, they're not allowed to purchase anymore for sure. Hey, from Zambia, hey, Masangu. What is LP? Learning partner. So that's someone that is actually assigned to the student. They kind of act as the liaison between the student and the company. Learning partner. And AI, artificial intelligence. So the companies are using our image, likeness, and all the mannerisms and things like that to sort of create almost like interactive and engaging roboticized, or is that the word? Robotic type of interactions with with a teacher on the screen. I'm probably not accurately describing that, but that's kind of how I understand it. Coast City, that's straight out of the language we got for the recorded videos contract. Magic Years is closed on weekends and holidays. Yeah. Yeah. So let me see, what else did I have here to pop up? WeChat. This is a okay, this one here. I've been chatting on WeChat with a regular student's mom because her automatic booking request stopped going through. She sent me a screenshot of my profile page from her side, and it said on it that I'm not available due to the personal reasons. I have all my slots opened. Yeah, I've seen this a couple of times. Has anyone else seen this? No wonder I haven't been getting bookings. She contacted the learning partner for me, and they told her that she would no longer be able to book because the one-on-one classes would be replaced with AI classes in October, day to be announced. Like, really? So they blocked out my slots, but are giving other teachers incentive to open theirs. Yeah, and it's we do, the bottom line is we don't know all the things that are going on behind the scenes. Like, they've got other programs. They're gearing up for making sure that teachers are there to teach other things or to do other things or for whatever offerings they're going to have. And they need to maintain the same teacher base to be able to offer, you know, parents to continue having those live classes. If I could switch the poll, I'd love to know who has stopped working for VIPKid. If you're watching the replay of this, let me know in the comments. I've seen a slew of Facebook comments and Facebook posts. Let me just bring this up here about people leaving. I mean, there's just, the Facebook group is just riddled with people basically saying goodbye. Yeah, let me just see if I can, I mean, sure you can also kind of look through here, but you know, lots of teachers have you know, made the decision to move on and to go into other things. And what would you prefer? Would you prefer to have VIPKid just close all of a sudden one day? Let me know. Would you prefer that the hammer just fell and things would be completely closed, or would you, you know, rather this kind of slow, never-ending thing where we're maybe still able to make a percentage of the classes that we would have normally taught? Maybe we're not making as much. I'm seeing screenshots of teachers that are making bank right now. They're fully booked and, you know, things are rolling on as normal. And I think a lot of people think that this holiday is going to be the turning point. So who knows? We don't know. That's the thing. That is the thing. Just do not know. If we only had a crystal ball, right? Yeah, Facebook's pretty optimistic about things, Carl. You're right. Yeah, Hannah's still teaching, but husband had to leave. James is still working for them. Yeah, I mean, you know, what? Again, let me know in the comments. What would you rather? So I kind of would rather things to just end now. I would almost like for them to just, you know, put an end to it and let's move on. This never-ending thing is stressful for so many, and for the students as well. We just don't know when things are going to, you know, kind of fall off and end. I don't like the way that GoGoKid did things, where they did it without any notice. I'd love for VIPKid to say, hey, look, the end of the month, we're transitioning out on October the 30th. And then you've got a few weeks to say goodbye to your students. You've got a few weeks to maybe get communication going with them outside of the platform if you want to stay in touch. I think that's the approach that I would suggest taking if you're interested in teaching, continuing to teach your students. It's not for everybody, but present it as you just want to stay in touch with them. Now's the time to get their communication, you know, through WeChat or DingTalk or email, whatever it is. Let them know that you want to stay in contact with them, because maybe things do change overnight all of a sudden. So it's good to be prepared for that. Yeah, I hope so too. I agree with you, Susan. Daniel says, I'm staying as long as I can because I'm still getting booked. I believe if I didn't have brick and mortar teaching, maybe I could be in the comma club again. What's the comma club? Is that making over 1,000? I don't know what that is. Put 35 hours in September and rounded out the month with a slightly above average salary. Yeah, so I don't know. I think we are going to start hearing things coming soon. This is not going to just carry on forever. So hopefully you're doing well. Let me know what you are up to. As I said, I'm offering coaching, and you're welcome to get in touch with me if you'd like to kind of have a little bit of a roadmap and help have some accountability to building your own teaching business. And I'm making updates as well inside of my free bootcamp course for online teachers that want to go independent or look for other companies and other options. I have a video coming out tomorrow, which I'm really excited about. This company I'm really excited about. I'm not going to mention it right now. I'm going to leave you hanging until the video comes out. It will be tomorrow or at the very latest on Wednesday. I'm really interested in platforms that offer self-made classes, and I think that's just a great transition for teachers to kind of go out on their own a little bit and to build their own thing on the side. You know, I always think you need to have something secure and stable while you are building maybe your passion business or your, you know, the business of your dreams, or, you know, a job, a business that's going to give you more freedom, more flexibility, and all those kinds of things. Yes, Susan, love it. 410 classes in July, 362 in August, 412 if no shutdown, and 112 in September. Oh, we just finished September. So yeah, your September is quite a bit lower there, my friend. Yeah, mine is a little bit lower, but not too bad. My October will definitely be lower. So that's all right, though. I've kind of been preparing for it. Mr. Spanish teacher, if we didn't get hired by VIPKid or use WeChat, how do we get bookings as private teachers? So I would be looking at markets outside of China. You know, you can certainly teach on platforms like italki, or you can look at marketplaces like OutSchool, Cambly, Hollow, KidPass. There's just so many out there. Or you can do your own marketing and create a social media account around, you know, your niche, figure out who you want to teach, who you're targeting, what problems you're solving. And then once you start getting some followers, you know, coming up with an offer to be able to help your potential students. Preply, yeah. All right. Let's see if I missed something here. Yeah. Amazing talker. No, but I just heard a company very, very recently went on a hiring freeze, and it was one that I had talked about before. I feel like it was maybe Latin Hire. I'm not sure. I do have another company that I'm suggesting to people, if you're a near native speaker or you're a native speaker that speaks another European language. The company is called All Right. So if you go to onlineteacherdude.com/allright, ALLRIGHT, you can fill in the form. So they're looking for teachers. It's $12 an hour. They're looking for teachers who can also speak like Greek, Polish, Turkish, French, Spanish, German, Russian, you know, lots of different European languages. So that's who they're looking for. So maybe if you're watching and you're looking for that, check them out. Yes, parents are looking for tutors. I have had 3 parents reach out to me in the last week looking for a tutor for their child, and they're coming from my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel isn't even geared towards students or to parents at all. It's, you know, my audience is you guys, online teachers and I create content about that. So it's, you know, if you're targeted and you're specific, you can absolutely attract your ideal students. iTutor group hiring freeze. Yeah, they haven't started yet, James, at all. But yeah, good to get the application in. I'm watching them closely too. Be aware that once you sign up with All Right, that you have access to your computer. They have the access to your computer without permission. I don't know. I'm gonna find out more about that. Thanks for letting me know. Good stuff. Anyone else have any comments? Wadner, do you think VIPKid will branch out to Spanish and French-speaking countries and Brazil? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know, man. Not sure about that, to be honest. I haven't seen anything about that. So hope everyone's doing well. I'm still here. I'll be here every Monday. And if you've got any questions, you want to reach out, you want to chat with me, shoot me an email, follow me on Instagram, and as well, join this Facebook group if you are looking to connect with others who are wanting to go solo or pivot into independent online teaching. I'd love to see you there. And again, if you're interested in coaching, I'm offering 1-hour sessions at this URL, coaching.onlineteacherdude.com. You're welcome to check it out. Shoot me an email, ask your questions, and I'll be happy to help you. And that will be it for today. Oh, sorry about that, James. Freezing. I wonder why. Everything looks good on my end. So yeah, thanks for being here, everyone, and have a wonderful week. Happy Monday to you, and I will see you same time, same place next week. Goodbye, everyone.